I mean, I love The Expanse.
You know what? Every person's opinion that I respect has told me to watch The Expanse. And I've never watched it, but everyone I respect it.
It's pretty solid. Like, it doesn't get into any kind of like, it doesn't like go over the top sci-fi where these are like all these like fantastical aliens and this and that. It's pretty science-based, and it puts humanity just far enough to have some cool sci-fi stuff, but not like millions of. It's not like Dune or something where it's like 100,000 years in the future or something. Like it's in the near future where mankind really has only kind of mastered our solar system. So we're talking colonies on like Mars and another and maybe another habitable moon, and then the outer belt. And it's just really well written, and it just keeps getting better, and it shows all the dynamic of like Martians, Earthers, and then what they call Belters, and like how those worlds collide, and how mankind can, I don't know, like imagine 3 generations that grew up on Mars. They have a total separation from Earth.
Yeah. So that. So that's what I always found interesting in sci-fi, because like the culture would change.
I would probably welcome that. I don't know.
Firefly has something about that. I don't know if you ever seen Firefly, but it's like they had the inner realm and the outer realm planets, because the inner realms had more stuff. Like they were nicer planets. They had green. The outer planets were like old west stuff, because everything was like hardcore to survive out there.
Rough terrain. Yep.
And so like the inner guys were like, we want to rule you because obviously we're doing a great job. And the outer guys were like, fuck you. And that's kind of like what happens. And I love that show. That's a fantastic show too.
Okay, Firefly. There's one I'm sure, like, listen, for the record, I don't play any video games. Ever.
Oh, I have to sometimes.
But
stress reliever for me.
I will say that, and I've heard from actual gamers who were like, they were like, this was terrible. But the show Halo on Paramount Plus.
Oh, cool! Because I like the Halo games.
Yeah, and the freaking, but don't look at it from the game perspective. Just watch it.
No, just
watch it and appreciate it as sci-fi, and it's fucking good.
Okay, but I will definitely pull that out.
I've got 2 gamer friends who were just like, no, it wasn't accurate. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Just watch.
Yeah, but if it's a good story, it's a good story. I've always said that. I was like, I don't care as long as it's a good story. I guess sometimes I care, but for the most part, I try not to. I try to take that out of my equation when I watch it.
I'm probably gonna get murdered from video game people.
Hey, if you want to give him shit, go ahead and leave comments below this video.
Yeah, that's fine.
Welcome to Lone Star Sumo, Sake&Sumo here with you for the preview for the July Basho, and straight up, we are recording this a little earlier than we usually like to do, like a week ahead of time. But there's a reason why we're recording a little early, and Justin is wearing that reason. Justin, tell us about your fancy, clean jacket you got going on.
Oh, this whole thing?
Oh, this whole thing.
No, so I'm super excited because the uniform for the World Games, which is happening next weekend, just came in the mail, and I am like that kid at Christmas. I cannot wait to play with my toys, and I'm wearing this, and it's like 105 outside. And I could give a shit because this is awesome, and I feel like a black Captain America.
Hey there, Captain America right now is black. So
true. I just don't have my shield. But it's, I mean, thank you, and shout out to Rudis Wrestling for, being like awesome creators of the Team USA outfits. Really They're the ones that do they do the Olympic Team USA Olympic wrestling singlets and all kinds of stuff. So pretty badass.
So pretty much what you're trying to say here, Justin, is that with all my shirts that made you jealous, you wanted to one-up me on something. Finally. I can't even get, even if I had a lot of money, because I didn't thank the team.
They gave us a free shirt and said USA.
Oh.
So finally, I was finally able to one up Caleb, everybody. He's always getting random shirts. Sorry.
We are here to talk about the next Basho. Not the World Games. We'll get on that some other episode, some other time. Hopefully, like while we're there. But we are going to start with the return of Justin's boy, Asayama. He comes in way down there.
Which is fine. It's fine. We knew he was going to come in low. We knew it. But it's going to be a freaking smoke show. Like, I would hate to be the first Rikishi that has to go against him on day one. Because he's going to come in there trying to prove a point. And I feel like it's going to be fucking Smash Bros.
So let me ask you real quick, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Let me put you in the situation.
Okay.
You are a teenager or early 20s. You are a Rikishi in Baya, and you've been working really hard to get your way up.
This is my fantasy.
Yes. And you're here in Saname, and then this Ozeki shows up. How do you feel? Are you excited to get work in with this fantastic wrestler, or are you like, well, shit, he's going to move up? I'm just out a Basho or two here. I just might as well just don't worry about the next 2 months, because shit.
I would give him my all, and I mean, they all should be gunning to try to beat him. Like the first person to best him in Sandamen says a lot. So if I were that young man in my fantasy, I would try to be the one person that beats him. I think he doesn't actually in Sandamen, he doesn't fight all 15 days. They fight 7. Half the time.
Yeah, just 7
days. So I'm expecting him, ideally him going 7-0, but I will hats off to the kid who actually best him.
Even just getting close. Even if you just get him like 1 foot up or right to the edge of the Tuara and getting like almost, that alone would be like, damn. I would go in with that mindset. I know several of them are going to go in there like, oh, come on, this isn't even fair. Like Michael Jordan playing at a kids basketball court or something. Yeah, I wouldn't put it that far, but close.
Okay, fine.
It would be like a college kid, or high school. Like, it would be like Michael Jordan, like, hey, high school kids, I know you are trying to get to my level. That's but let me embarrass y'all for 90 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna move up to people, because we're hoping he's gonna move up. We've already talked about off screen that we think it's gonna take him 5 to
now, I don't know who's gonna I don't know who's gonna air. Maybe not the sumo, just because Asanoyama's in that level. Maybe he might have he might show his matches.
Yeah, they showed I say they, I mean I saw some stuff with Abi and Rudin when they're coming up. So I didn't really watch much of it because I just suspected I might watch this one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll fast forward through some of the young kids and
because it's a lot.
Yeah, we can easily see who Asanoyama is. So I'll be like, cool. Because there's what, 70,
that really tall dude,
like 78 of them in.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's insane. I can look it up real quick.
I got it right here.
90.
Yeah,
there's 90, and that's east and west. So 180 guys.
That's a lot of dudes. That's 45 matches in a day. Oh.
So we're going to
7 days. They split split them up between days. That's right.
Yeah, it's usually you wrestle every other day.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to move up to Jirio real quick, and as we're hoping he will move up in about 4 bashos or so. We also have Kaise, who has a chance if he has one more really crappy basho, another 6 and 9. He's sitting at Jirio 11. He will probably be out of the Jirio, and he may retire at that point. So I'm going to ask you: do you think he can turn around right now? Because he hurt his ankle last time.
Right.
The last tournament, and that's something that doesn't get injured, and new injuries usually mess up your game.
Yeah, part of me, when I heard Shohozan's reason for retiring, it kind of hurt my heart, but at the same time, I know what my body feels like, and I am 2 years older than him, and he said he knew the moment when it was time to retire, and it was day 13 or something. It was day 13 when he just realized he was I think he went against Chionokuni, and the fact that he just couldn't see he couldn't even his body wouldn't let him, he couldn't see a path to even beating this guy and Chionokuni was like crazy injured.
Yeah.
And he said that was it. Now he had enough pride to come back the next day and continue fighting, but he had already made up his mind then. And I assume every wrestler who hits when they come to that realization of retirement, it's, how do I say it? I don't know if you're not motivated and having fun, and if you're also listening to your body, and I think let's watch him. I just hope if he looks unmotivated and if he's losing and he looks unmotivated, it's probably time.
Yeah,
he's just going through the motions.
Everybody has their time. I bring up.
He had a good run, and he's a great guy.
He hasn't been injured a whole lot for someone who's been around for so damn long.
Yeah.
I forgot. I looked at it. He got into if he drops out, guys, he drops out. I might be wrong because I looked at it 2 weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure he's been in a paid position, top 2 divisions, since 2010. So
it's not a bad run.
That is a long time. Most people don't even make sumo that long, period. To be in the top 2 divisions for that long is really impressive. And everybody's got their ending. I like to bring up the Chironofuji one where he lost to a teenage Takanohana and was like, done. If I don't have the heart to beat this little teenager guy, I'm done.
Yeah.
Everybody feels it at some point. It's either body or heart. One of those things are going to go. Sometimes both. But
that's the crazy thing. Guys like that, guys like Kaise or guys like Goedo, guys, who they never hit this Hakuho level status but you have to tip your hat to guys who are able to maintain and who can stay in the top level, in the paid level. Doesn't matter if it's
paid level, yeah.
If you stay paid for 10 plus years,
that's impressive,
bro. That's solid.
You can do just about anything in the organization if you want to stay in sumo. If not, you can still just say you did that because Shohozan would he says he's not staying in sumo, or at least not in the GSA. So
he kind of got screwed because he's not getting elder stock.
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna be hard for people now to get it
because they've moved the age of retirement from 65 to 70, and so that's keeping some old people in there longer. So
it's also more expensive now. So to get backers, if you don't make enough money, because a lot of guys you don't know. If you don't know, elder stock sometimes is too expensive, and they have to get backers to buy into the elder stock. Otherwise, people with money to believe that they're going to coach well and do well in that organization to get that.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not everybody. The top guys, obviously, Yokozunas and the guys who were Ozekis for a while, they usually have enough money, but not everybody. So
yeah, and I mean, he even admitted he's like, I can't see myself as a coach. He's like, I don't know that I have a soft way with words on things, and I'm like, of course you don't, because you're a Yakuza. You're a Yakuza boss.
Okay, we need to move on. I'm going to move on.
Yeah, we got to
go. Hokuseiho. We talked about him a long time ago when he first got to Juryo, but sadly, he got hurt on his very first freaking day, and then he's been out of the pay since then. He is, if y'all don't remember, the huge Mongolian boy, the Hakuho found. He is, hold on, let me check. I think he's like only 20 at this point.
Yeah, and 6'6" or 6'7".
Yeah, he's 20 years old. So even though he missed a few tournaments that he could be in the pay, the fact that he's only 20 and he is just physically impressive.
He's gonna be solid. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and being taught by the greatest of all time, that helps too. I'm excited to finally get to see him in this, because there's the issue with being huge and physically dominating is in the lower ranks. You can get away with that easily without learning a lot of technique.
Right.
But when you get in those top two divisions, most of the time you have to get some technique down. I mean, there are some people who are incredibly physical, like Abi doesn't need a shit ton of good technique because he's just that physically gifted.
I mean,
Akibono,
Abi could use
some
technique.
I think he'd be a lot better if he did. I'm just saying that.
Just saying.
Look how much he's done
already,
without
people
it.
have figured, true. But motherfuckers have already figured him out. And that last Basho definitely said, okay, I need a new bag of tricks. I'm just saying.
Or just better at the ones you have. Be more solid on your feet, man. Stop being so far ahead. You don't have to
football pushes.
But okay, we're not talking about Abi. We're talking about the fact that I want to see him in Juryo and see if he develops the technique that if he develops, he can go all the way. Maybe he's physically talented enough. I mean, it's almost like seeing Akibono again. We're just seeing this giant freaking man, and you're like, my God, even in sumo, you're dwarfing people, and you're like, Jesus Christ, man, how big can you possibly be?
I know. I know.
So excited about that. Can't wait to see that. Adama Fuji is all the way up to Juryo 6. That's exciting too, because I think he's still 19 or he's 22. So that's really exciting how he's going up. And the last thing I want to talk about in Juryo, Rudin is Juryo 1.
Yep. So
all he needs really is a winning record, and he'll be back in the pay division next time.
Yep. I'm sure his wife would be happy about that.
Well, the first time in that way, he 2 Bashos ago, he won Juryo, and this one, I don't know, he had 9 wins, maybe 10. I can't remember off the top of my head. So he's still doing really good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. He's going to go up. Like I said before, the guy probably belongs somewhere in Magashira 10. Probably Magashira 12 to Magashira 5 is where he probably belongs.
I think for unless there's a really amazing, I don't think that there's a new guy that would pop up into the top level for their debut time. Usually for Fantasy Sumo League, I always have a tradition of picking someone that it's their first time. But I don't think there's anybody new. Hidenoumi.
4 guys moved up. Is anybody new?
Well, Tohaku, somebody might.
Kami, is he new?
But newing, I'm saying who could actually bump, because Atami Fuji is number 6.
Yeah.
Unless he wins the whole even winning the whole Basho would only bump him up to number
probably
1.
Yeah, if he get unless he went 15-0 maybe, which I don't. In Juryo, you never see that usually, unless someone just total badass. Yeah. So more than likely, I doubt that's going to happen. But if he wins with a 12 or 13 wins, he probably go up to 1.
Yeah.
So
I'm seeing number ones through number fours, all of these guys, Asanawaka's new, kind of Kagayaki, Azumaryu, Hidenoumi, Daishoho, they've all tapped the bottom rungs and then fell back down.
True. No, you got good points there.
Yeah. So
that's a good point.
I don't know. Ryuden, I would pick him. He'd be a strong pick for a bottom rank.
Yeah.
For sumo fantasy. Just saying.
Yeah, well, we'll see next time. We'll see the next Basho when he gets up in there because I expect him to be up there.
Yeah.
So let's go to the top division.
Okay.
We got some fun. I'm glad Oho is still around. His sumo didn't look great last Basho, but he still stayed in. So either he got really lucky or they saw something. Because I like him. I talk about him all the time. How much I like him.
He's rough around the edges. That's fine. I think he's got room to grow. So I don't want to judge him yet. Like I'm not gonna formulate opinion on him. I think he's still kind of forming who he is in this top level. I'll just say hats off for being able to stay up there.
I agree. Hopefully, I'm hoping he gets 8 wins and stays there. Yeah. I really do. We're gonna skip.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Chiyomaru's back at the.
Oh, that's true. He's M17. I forgot. Yeah. I forgot. Good call, sir. Yeah. Yay, Mr. Sumo is back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Mr. Sumo. Gosh darn it, you're awesome.
Yeah, with your thick ass neck.
Big old pinchable peaky fucking cheeks. Just love them. Okay. We're going to skip a whole bunch here because I want to go all the way up into the top, into the Joy. Because some cool stuff. Ura's in the Joy. He's at M3. I'm very excited about that because I like him in the Joy. Yes. While he loses the top guys, he always gives them a hard time, which is fun to watch.
Yes.
That's always badass.
Win or lose, I never get enough of Ura.
Yeah, it's hard, right? It's fantastic. I mean, I don't know anyone there has to be someone, but I don't know anyone who's just been like, oh, no, I hate that guy. Everybody's like, oh,
who can say they hate Ura? Like,
I don't think anybody. Anybody.
I'm waiting for the day. And I'll be like,
there's gotta be somebody.
If somebody doesn't like him, I might not like them. I don't know. I'd have to question your character.
So I also want to mention because there's something they haven't done before, but they did this time, which I knew was coming at some point. Ichinojo dropped a full rank because he was out with COVID. Before they've been keeping them, at least in the top division, they've been keeping them in their same spot, but they dropped them to full rank, which I feel like is going to happen a little bit more often. They're going to be still like really like you can't help it, but they're gonna have to drop, especially up that high, because there's a lot of guys right now who feel like they should be higher, but they're not because the top guys aren't going anywhere, and they're just kind of stuck bouncing.
Yeah.
Kiribiyama, I feel like should be up there, but he's M1 because there's nowhere to go.
Wakamoto Haru got a nice little jump, and he's doing. I mean, I'm excited. I don't know. I just want to see the Wakas together.
Yeah, more Wakas the better, guys. Let's get some Wakas up in here. Let's get the Wakas up in here.
Like even if I know apparently brothers can't fight each other.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to fight each other anyway because they're in the same Baya. So, like, you can't if you're in the same stable, you can't fight each other unless it's the playoff, and it's the same thing with brothers. But so either way.
But could it be possible for both of them to be like a Sekiwake?
Sure.
And then they just have to avoid each other.
Yeah, it was happening a lot in the 90s. There's some people who, in the early 2000s, there have been people that, you know how every time someone's great, there are people who talk like, well, this, like as good as Hakuho is, there's people out there, and I kind of agree with them, who are like, well, if the other Mongolians at the time didn't leave so early because of bad whatever, he probably only got like 35 or so. If Hamafuji and help me out.
Hakuryu?
No, Hakuryu's the guy we're talking about, but
Asashoryu?
If they had stuck around a little bit longer, he probably had less Basho wins. And I'm like, well, you're probably right. But he's still great, regardless.
Yeah.
If he had gotten like 38 instead of 45, he's still freaking like the greatest of all time.
They can't say that specifically about Asashoryu. Now, Hanamafuji, that's a whole different story.
True.
I think Hanamafuji could have cut his wins. I mean, you'd only be like what? Hanamafuji and Hakuho would have only possibly been fighting each other like 2 times a Basho. So that's, that could have been 12 possible upsets in a year. That's all. That's just saying if Hanamafuji won every single time. The math wouldn't be right. He'd still be one of the greatest.
That was just an example because I'm going to bring up why I brought that up because some people say the same thing about Taka no Hana. Because when Taka no Hana was Yokozuna, like 5 or 6 of the best guys in sumo at the time were of his Beya. So he was not fighting like 5 of the best guys, like Waka no Hana. He couldn't fight Waka no Hana. That was his brother and in the same Beya. And there was like a bunch of other guys like that. So it was like, how would he have gotten like 20-something Bashos if he had to fight these guys every Basho instead of not? So
I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We don't live in the multiverse. So
I know. That's my thing. I like to think about those things, but I also try not to take away stuff from great athletes, especially the greatest ones. I like to think about that stuff, but don't be like, oh yeah, well, if such and such. I mean, I get it. Freaking Akebono had to fight those guys. Taka no Hana didn't. Okay.
Yeah. What if you and I were 15 years younger? I don't know.
So it would be cool. Though I do say that one time the Waka no Hana and Taka no Hana fight each other for a playoff. Both of them said that messed them up hard mentally. You had to fight your brother for the Basho, and I can see that because like fighting him, like for a Basho, that like shit, man.
I would try. I love my brothers, but I would have to whoop my brother's ass.
Yeah, you'd have to.
God damn.
Okay, so yes, Waka no Hana is. Oh, you know what? Before we go there, let's start with Komusubi. We got Hoshoryu, who again, 3rd time in a row, he's there because he's getting like 8 wins or something, but wins, but he can't win enough. He'd have to get double digits at least to open up a 3rd Sekawaki spot. So right now he's killing it, but hasn't done enough.
But ain't killing it enough.
Just needs a couple more.
I really hope that he doesn't fall into that cycle that Mitakayumi did for ages.
Yeah.
Like that little he's great.
Yeah.
But he falls off just enough to where he's missing, Ozeki or something like that, like for like forever. Like that would hurt my heart because he'll show you he's fucking solid.
So let me ask you real quick. You got him and Abi and Komusubi. So do you think Hoshoryu will get a double-digit win and start a fucking run now? If we're running our predictions where they're going to be him and Wakatakage at the end of this year, he has to start now. He's got to get double digits now.
Yes.
So
I know for a fact, and y'all mark my words. In 15 more days, Abi's losing that Komusubi rank.
Yeah, I think he's getting 6 or 7 wins this time, and that's what I believe.
Yeah, unless by some miracle he starts doing some crazy shit and actually belt fighting, or and pulling something other. Like, it would be interesting, and I would respect him so much more if he evolved even a little bit. Like, he just pulled something where I'm like, oh shit, that's not what Abi ever does. That'd be so much more fun, and I'd probably look at him in a whole different light.
I said it a million times. I said those my second time on this one. I would like to see his technique done better. That's all I want. Stop being like, well, I can do it like this. Well, great, but how good would you be if your feet are flat and you're not looking so far forward and you don't get caught when you're overcommitting and all the shit? how good would you be then? I would be happy with that. That would make me excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so big question. Here we go. Wakata Kage. He's going to have to get 12 or more wins to get to Ozeki. Do you, Justin Kizer, think he can do it? Do you think he's going to pull this off? Not can he do it? Do you think he will do it this Basho?
This Basho.
He has to get at least 12 or more, in my opinion.
Last Basho, I would have said yes. And this, like the Basho we just had, kind of made me a little sadder. Not sadder, but like maybe just the field's that much better. I'm gonna say no, but but I would gladly be happy to be proven wrong.
I'm gonna say yes. I think he's gonna get.
No.
I think he's gonna get 12 or 13 wins and have a Junyu show, and they're gonna move him up to Ozeki.
I will happily be like,
I know.
I'm so fucking happy I was wrong. I'm only basing. I only based off of the last Basho.
Yeah, he only got 9 last time. It wasn't his best performance.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Now, yeah, I don't know. I
think people were aiming for him though because he won the one before that, and I think they were like aiming hard for him. I don't think they will be.
But do you think they're going to let up on that?
I don't think so.
That's why I said the field is that much stronger. So realistically, I'm happy with a 10 for him, but 12 would let's see, but 12 would make me fucking like.
Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? Let's say he gets 11, and Shodai, who's in Kataban, gets 7 or less. Do you think they'll move him up just to have another person there at that point? Even though he only got, I think at that point he's getting 12, 9. He's getting 31, I think, or 32, something like that at that point.
Yeah.
But they might move him up just because
somebody's got to fill that seat.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Okay. I like that. I'll take it.
Yeah, because I mean, Shodai and Asayama got there with less than 33, the magic number. So you never know what's going to happen. So they also won Bashos. But then again, Wakata Kage won a Basho just a couple ago. So who knows? Yeah, they might go, let's do it. Especially, I think if we get to Junyu show, even at 11 or 12 wins, they're going to be like, let's go. Yeah. We've been waiting for you, boy. Get up here. So I don't think we've been wrong every time. But I do not think Shodai is going to get 8 and save his Ozeki this time.
No, he will not.
He looked really bad the last Basho.
Oh, but then again, like, he's so hard to predict.
Yeah.
A normal human being, I'd say, I'd be like, ugh, after a bad week one like that, like, and then he just decides to do sumo. And I hate that. I hate when he just decides to be like, oh, snap, let me do my job. Cool.
This could happen too. He could get like, say, 6 or 7 wins and drop the Sekawake. And then the Basho after this get like 10 or more because he's just like, oh, well, I got to start playing again. And then fucking go right back up to Ozeki. Because you get 10.
Whoa. Can he do that?
That's the rule. If you get a losing record, you stay as Ozeki. But if you drop out and get 10 or more, you go back the next one. If you don't get it, then they're harder on you at that point. But Takakesho did it when he had one of those injuries. He had to drop out.
Oh, yes.
And Tochinoshin famously did it because he had that one where he looked like he did it, but with the heel touch.
Yes.
That was that one where he had to get 10. And that would have been his first 10, and then he lost, but then came back and got 10, and then went back up there. So that is a rule. And he's the kind of sneaky dude that can pull this off. If he doesn't get this 8 this time, then he might get like 10 or 11 the next one, and then he's back, and you got to deal with him some more, Justin. You're going to have to deal with him some more.
God. He's like herpes.
So right before we get to our last 3 guys.
Okay.
because we haven't, because I was just blowing through this. I didn't have time to stop to get the good stuff today, so I am drinking Ozeki again because we're in Ozeki's. Not my favorite stuff, but I had a full bottle in the fridge, and I didn't have time after work to stop.
I swear, sir, we are like literally. You guys. We're gonna figure out a time to do Sake&Sumo while both of us are in Alabama. And I'm gonna have some good stuff for this man because I can't have my boy Caleb drinking.
I don't belong to the club that you are, where the good shit comes to me. I gotta go out to liquor stores and get it. I don't always have the good stuff.
It will be. You guys will see an actual drunk Justin for once. I've been sober.
We haven't seen you for a while.
7 weeks, you guys. I haven't done this in my entire adult life.
Oh wow, I have.
I mean, hats off to you.
When I get into hardcore training, that's one of the first things I cut. Which I probably should do in August because I really want Coffin's Cup. Oh, don't get off topic though. Don't get off topic.
Sorry.
Go right back to Ozeki. Not this Ozeki, but the actual ones.
Actual Ozeki.
Takayumi is the other Ozeki who is Kataban. He has a chance to fall too. Are you sure? Because you know he's the streakiest guy.
You mean I don't hear anything?
And remember, you remember what Todd Keisho did to him in the last one? I mean, he pretty much Butsukari'd him out of the ring.
Yeah, like a child.
Like a child. To the point where at the end he was like, okay, I don't know what that was. Todd Keisho was just like, that's usually one of my hardest fights. I don't know what that was, but sure. Todd Keisho, though, okay, so we got that. You say he's going to be fine. I think so, too. Even if it's not great, he's going to get 8 or 9.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Todd Keisho, though, can he return to form? Because even though he's not Kataban, he only got 8. He only looked good the last, say, 5-6 days. The 5-6 days, he looked like the old Todd Keisho.
Yeah.
He looked great. But before that, he looked like all the other Ozekis where just nothing was happening.
I really want to see if that, what's that group? Ooh, hello, you. Oh, he's got little circles too. Oh, nice. I want to see him in Keiko. I just want to see that he's doing Keiko, and I know lately they've been having live Keiko, like we all do.
And they also brought back the geckos. Like people are going other things, and that hasn't been a long time since we've seen that. That should help some people out. Todd Keisho never had really that hard of a problem getting people in his, but like Takayasu gets to practice against other people again because I think he's the only person in his bay.
I think Terunofuji's been chilling. I'm a little nervous about him because he hasn't been. He apparently, from the news, he hasn't really been practicing, but he's weight training, so that's cool. But he's not getting in the ring.
That's usually probably because something doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
and that happens. Something doesn't feel right. Don't get in the ring.
Curious when he's going to retire.
I mean, he won the last Basho, but he didn't do it in Terunofuji style. He did it he did it with a barely pulled that shit out. Kind of thing.
Because people were gunning for his ass, especially that week 1. I mean, of course. I mean, it's probably not about him. They just want that damn. They want that bonus.
Yeah.
That bonus check. That bonus cheddar.
Everybody wants the bonus check. I want the bonus check. Don't you? Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you money all the time now. Thanks. I had that one match. It was good. Give me money every time I fight now.
Awesome. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm excited about this Basho. Like I'm not as focused as I usually am for the Basho. Clearly, I'm everything I've got.
You have a reason, yes.
Yeah, I've got tunnel vision, but hopefully by week 2, this will be all out of the way, and I can actually just go back to fully enjoying my sumo the way it should be,
No, you
And
won't, because you have the Constance Cup to get ready for a month after that. Like, you're running that bitch.
I know, I know this. I'm
like
just
6
saying,
weeks after or something like that. 6 or 7 weeks after you're done with this.
Hey, thanks for the anxiety attack. Awesome.
Sorry, man.
I was taking little benchmarkers.
This is a little benchmarker that's a big benchmarker, and I am so proud of you for kicking the shit of everybody in America to go kick the shit out of people in the world.
In the world, Craig. In the world.
Straight up. Do you have any bold predictions for this Basho? I want to know if you have any. Nothing? It's okay.
I got nothing.
I have one right here. I think Takeshi is going to be healthy, and I think he's going to win his 4th Basho. And then Watakai is going to get a June Basho. I think it's going to be like 13 for Takeshi and 12 for Watakai. That might be my heart talking, but that's what I think is going to happen. Because I felt like at the end of the last Basho, Takeshi was like, fuck yeah, I found it. I'm back. We'll see.
You know what? I will say one thing. I think, and this may be wild, but who knows? Maybe I think Uda is going to pull off more than 10 this Basho.
Holy crap. And the Joy? He's in the Joy, so that would be really impressive. I would be really excited about that.
He's pretty injury free, I think, and I could feel Uda's energy from across the ocean. It's waving out to his fans, and I think he's going to have a good one. It's going to be a wild and crazy one, and hopefully, I want him to get. I feel like he should always get the technique prize because he goes for some crazy wins. Win or lose, he tries to go for some crazy shit. I like it.
Yeah, I see it. I don't think he should get always, because I like the idea technique prize is not just always like who has the most techniques, but sometimes the guy who forces the techniques on people.
Oh,
yeah, that I like too. Like Takeshi, I think won it once or twice himself. I think Abby has won it before, just because. And I think there's a lot of people who don't like these guys, who do just like Yutso, who gets a lot of Yorikiris, and who just do a lot of Oshi, Dashis, and stuff. Yeah. But if you ever get in the ring, you can understand how hard it is to force your sumo on somebody repeatedly. It's difficult. It's hard to be like, I'm going to do this, and then you always get it on somebody. Usually you have to change your fight mid-fight. And remember, they only last like 8 to 20 seconds. Like mid-fight, you're going, this isn't working. I got to switch it up. Yeah. And so the guys who can like do that all the time, just all the time, be like, this is how I want to fight, and I'm forcing you to fight my way, are really good in my opinion. Yeah. They are fantastic.
That's well said. Good job, Mr. Taylor. It's well said.
I also want to bring out the fact that we've seen some really cool stuff leading up to Worlds, which is next weekend. We've seen the USA, the first look at the USA uniform that Justin's wearing. I have seen stuff from Brazil, and I think Finland said something today about people, and other stuff in Europe. Colin from Japan, like a lot of people. Yeah, Poland. I saw something from Poland.
I saw that the other day. Yeah, everybody's hyped, dude. So
everybody's hyped, and I am pumped up with them. The fact that I get to see it, because I thought the only way I get to see any of the World Championships is if I made it. But because it's in the U.S., it's in Alabama, I'm going to be there. And Justin's going to be there, and I get to root for him. And Elizabeth Wilkins, you're going to be there. I'm going to be rooting for you. And Ketzel, I'm rooting for you. Liesel,
Arrows.
The De La Torre brothers, freaking Robert. All you USA guys, I'm going to be going
Jordan
nuts.
Hurst, Andrew Roden, Eric, Hewen.
Oh, man, Eric's going to be there. I love watching Eric wrestle. I love watching Eric wrestle.
This is going to be great.
This is going to be exciting. I'm very, very pumped up. I hope you're pumped up too. We're pumped up for the World next weekend. We're pumped up for the next Basho. We love sumo here at Sake&Sumo. I'm sorry, this is like a really quick one. We had to be as fast as possible. But let me get one more drink.
Cheers to that. I'll at least smoke my little vape for you.
I'm drinking now. Justin's gonna get drunk as fuck with me after Worlds.
Oh,
Probably
yes.
too drunk. We're probably gonna get too drunk. I've been there.
Yes.
So here's to you guys. Thank you for joining us at Sake and Sumo. I hope to see you after the Basho. I hope to see you for our Worlds. Have a good day, guys.
Peace. All right. Well, let me go help this young man close up the bar. It's getting a little, it's about that time. I'm gonna get
it's nice to see the Texas Sake in our Sake and Sumo again. It's been a while.
I know.
I miss being there.